7:03.
Yep, I'm gonna call them.
I'll
go join where I normally sit.
No, you gotta stay over there, big dog. Yeah, too late.
Gatsky. Page.
Yep.
Anderbrink.
Here.
Krieger.
Here.
Mark.
Here.
Iverson.
Here.
Sorensen here. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Thank you, Jonathan. Is there a second?
Second.
Oh, Tom, got it. Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, and we don't have any, that motion passes. We don't have anybody from the public unless Patrick wants to speak. Nope, okay. Moving on, treasurer's report. Or I'm sorry, I checked it off. Secretary's report for July. The one where Doug makes up the spelling on everybody's name. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Jonathan.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Tom. Is there any discussion, any names and spelling that have to be corrected?
I think I got it right this time.
I think you did.
I'll make a motion to approve.
There, we
Well,
have a motion.
Gatsky, Krieger.
Yeah, we're
Sorry.
waiting for people. I asked if there were any comments, and if there are none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Treasurer's report. And you, Heather did get us the July financials. So, a couple of things. You'll notice in here that we are paying the state of Illinois for tolls. Those are left over from Chief Salt from 2000.
They went from 2016 to 2019.
What?
Well, they reduced what we owe, so Heather had to finagle it.
Good up to Heather.
Yes, sir.
How come it's just being addressed now?
Because we just got the bill.
Yeah.
What, last month you got the
Yeah.
bill?
How come
He
it
said-
took so long?
I don't know, it's Illinois.
Okay.
I routinely forget to pay mine, and I get them like a year and a half later.
Well, this is like from an iPass, so we had like an iPass. And so then,
Well, apparently the district had it.
yeah, the district had an iPass. And then I just had to verify that they were for business purposes. And then I had talked to the lady and then she's cleared them. The only thing we had to pay for was the unit, because when we cleaned out the vehicle, the guys were like, we don't need this, do we? And we went, no, and so we threw the iPads in the garbage. Because we thought it was old, and they said, well, if you have it, you can send it back in, and we don't have to pay the $10, but we didn't have it, so we paid the $10.
Oh, it's not this thing.
So
$10.
it was supposed to be like almost $60 worth
But
of
it's
tolls.
it's odd.
So,
Okay.
And then, looking at the budget, it looks like we're a little over budget on, no, full-time salaries, we're close, but we're under budget on part-time salaries. That's good. So we have almost 74% of our revenues in, and we've only expended 46%. That's good.
I got the other 2 checks while I was gone, so those will, to get it.
Oh, and it's April, or August, past August 1st, I can do the equalized value.
Just a question on the SO Solutions.
Yeah, so,
That costs, that costs $6,000 a year just to use the software. You get thrilled with this job.
they're,
You're gonna be able to hire a guy full-time for that for 6 months.
they, it's, yeah, cause it's their software package, but, and I know that, I think last time at the meeting, we were discussing NIFRS versus NERIS, because we have to switch over. And, Kevin and I sat through that meeting, and they're going to, they're switching us over to Nearest for no additional cost. It's built into the cost of what we already pay.
Okay.
So,
We'll make a note on some software tools like that, sometimes the ease of use, but also the reporting and the auditing, if there's ever questions, is really where it comes into
yeah,
being helpful. But yes, the software licensing always seems like every year it's just crazy,
Ridiculous.
you know?
Mhm.
Well, I will say, for the amount of work and programming and maintenance they have to do on it and the number of departments they have,
Mhm.
it's not like selling a Word package to general public.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
more
and the end
specialized.
users on that are insurance companies,
Mhm.
and when they have to do recalls on appliances or
Right.
other sorts of things, so it's also a safety issue. It's a complex software,
Mhm.
but ultimately it's all about public safety.
We don't have all of their modules. If I remember correctly, if we got all their modules, it'd be like $20,000. We just got the modules that we need at this point.
Right, so it's the training and the,
Yeah. And I
yeah,
mean, we can, like, if we want a report done a certain way, we can call them and they will design the report different and we can use it and stuff like that. So they're very helpful. So,
I like hearing that not that you've had to call support, but when you do that, there's
yeah.
response and they're good to work with, because, man, I've had my share of struggling with support.
Any other questions? Is there a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
I'll make the motion to approve the
Thank
treasurer's
you. Further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed, same sign. Great, motion passes. Did we have any donations?
We do. We have one donation for $192 from Hy-Vee. They
Oh, is that for the state? No, I
yeah.
thought that's for, you did that for the,
No, we've done it twice. So
oh,
the first time we went and we served steak on their steak night, because they were doing like local first responders type thing. So we went and presented ourselves and served. And then they decided, I want to say in June, beginning of July, that they wanted to, for every steak dinner they sold one Thursday night, they were going to give us $1 donation. And so we felt that if they were going to give us a donation, that we should probably go serve. So we went and served again the steak dinners that Thursday night, and they gave us a check for $192.
that's wonderful. Is there a motion to accept the donation?
I'll make a motion to accept the donation.
Thank you, Mark. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Gary. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Accounts receivable cleanup. Now, Heather asked to have this on here, and I don't think it has to be an action item because we already approved contacting someone to do this for us, but the group that I tried never really responded. So I think, could you see if you work with Mitch and
Right.
get him, because that's the group, but they call him back.
Okay.
How much do you have here?
If we read off everything that was a journal entry from when we switched over, like from when she closed out, when Barb closed out hers, and then we were gonna switch
Civics,
over.
and then we switched over to QuickBooks?
If everything she put into a journal entry, if we wrote it all off, it'd be $80,570.43.
Are you all willing to have her try to work with Mitch on contacting this firm? Because that's where they recover their
Well,
funds.
and like some of them, just for an example, one of them is the town of Ripon. But it's because she put that thing in for the 2% dues. Before we were told what the 2% dues were, she put it in as an allocated, so it made it an invoice. So then when we really got the amount, I really billed for the true amount that they were supposed to be billed. So it's still sitting out there as a journal entry because
We'll have to
She-
get that, you'll have to get rid of that.
so there's like bills from 2020, 2021, I've been trying to send statements every month to anything from like 2023
I
forward.
think all you have to do is hand it over to the firm and they'll take care of it. They take a percentage, but $80,000, we get half of that, we're doing good.
How much was
Be
it
generous.
total? Heather, how much was it again?
80,570.43.
These are for fire calls and people that do
Some,
Well,
Well, some.
your 2% shouldn't be in there, so
No,
that'll
it's
come
there,
out.
they have one in town of Nepieskin has one, and I think,
Probably the city of Ripon.
and the city of Ripon has one,
Yeah,
so.
and we don't do it like that anymore.
No.
She would post things that didn't really exist yet.
So,
So is
Yeah, I
everybody
think it would make
okay?
sense to-
Yeah. Just hand it over so you're not having to horse around with it.
After we, just like a accounting question or budget question, once we hand it to them, that's then taken off of our books. Is that correct, or is it still
They do
It's-
they will recover and
what
then,
they can?
yeah,
It's a
what they
collection
can and we'll
agency.
post it.
Okay,
But then this will go away,
as we
cause they'll
recover
take
what
a
we can.
percentage.
Mhm.
We're not gonna recover 80,000.
No.
No.
no, well, we're,
We'll be lucky if
I
we.
mean, cause between, if we read off
But it's
the town of
20.
Ripon, the city of Ripon, and the, just for the 2% dues, you're looking.
Like 35,000, was it for 2 years?
Well, it was, I don't know where she came up
It
with
should
the
be like
amounts.
30,000,
Right, I don't know where she came up with their
$35,000
amounts.
altogether.
Because for like the city of Ripon, she's got 22,206.37.
Well, that sounds right.
And then for the town of Ripon, she's got 42,264.72, so I have no idea what that's for. And then the town of Nepieskin, she's got 1,377.34.
Well, that might be right for the
That might
town
be
of
right.
Ripon, that's not right,
But
that's not right for the city,
town,
no, that's not right, that's twice what the city.
Right, so I don't,
Well, as long as they don't come after us.
no, I'll take those, I'll tell them they can take those off. But,
You wanna slide into the chief's report, Heather's our kicking chief tonight.
yep. I handed out the July, calls for service. We had 21 calls this year, or this month, which brings us up to 157 calls for the year so far. We still have the same number of, fire members as we did last month. In July, we did the fireworks, we went and, stood by at the fireworks. We had, 2 groups of, they're going to be kindergartners. They came down and toured the station in 2 different groups. They also toured fire, EMS and the police station, so we kind of switched them around. And then the band students always have a band camp, so at the end, they always play dodgeball and they want us to spray them down with water. And then we had the truck and tractor pulls last weekend that we did stand by for.
Agreed.
Nope, in Ripon here. It's out by, out on Hollis's property.
Okay.
So. It's,
I noticed a number of carbon monoxide alarms, what's up with that?
yeah, well, we don't know. There's, for some reason, this last month, there was a lot of them were end of life, carbon monoxide alarms. We had one that was, they were in the city, but they, her alarm, 2 of them went to her. Her alarms went off, we went out, we researched, we couldn't find anything. And then later, 2 nights later, it went off again. We went out and, we called Alliant in, and Alliant Energy went in and they found a really tiny, leak from when she had something put in. And then she had people come in and look at her, after we were there, she had the installers come in and check it out, and they couldn't find anything, so, we decided we were gonna have Alliant Energy to come in and just go through her whole house, make sure that,
And they found something.
and they found a little leak right outside, but it was setting off the alarms in the
Okay.
inside, so.
That's good to know.
So yeah, we don't, cause usually we don't have carbon monoxide alarms this time of year,
No.
usually it's like in the fall, but for some reason, a lot of them are, end of life, the
Okay.
alarms were too old, or getting old.
Do you see any difference on like really hot days where everyone's got, or like a week where it's warmer, where everyone's just, everything's shut all day and then humidity or heat
I
affects
mean,
the aging alarms maybe too,
it
but,
could, yeah, it could, I mean, it could be that, cause I mean, it was a hot month in July, so.
right? A little bit out of
Out
normal
of- yeah,
for,
yeah.
oh, yeah.
Keep going right down the line.
Okay. So the next thing is, fire inspection update, they have started, they're done with hose testing, so all the hose have been tested. And so now they're starting on the second round of fire inspections. I think he's planning on doing, I don't know, about a dozen tomorrow. He's set to do, I think it's 8 a week he has to get done in time, so, he's trying to get ahead of the schedule so we can
It makes
stay
sense.
on task. We don't have any new hires. And then on here it says update on equipment, so I was going through the titles to make sure we had everything for engine 11 if we sold it. And I noticed that we did not have a title, I did not have a title in the title folder for truck 17, so I went looking for it. And come to find out, it was never applied for when we bought truck 17 back in 2014. So I am in the process of trying to get that taken care of. So. Right now, what's holding me up is I have to be able to prove that we don't have a lien on it, cause right now the certificate of origin, I think is what it's called, says we have a lien on it, because as it was being built. So I'm working with Pearson on trying to figure out how I can get that fixed so that I can.
Get them to like reissue it with it
Well,
cleared or,
Well, typically, if it's, cause it's happened with me when I bought my car, Ford Motor Company never released the lien,
Right.
though the car had been paid for 10 years. So then they wouldn't email it either.
No.
It has to come through the mail.
Mhm.
So then, when I went to the DMV to get the title, if the vehicle is 10 years or newer, I think they can give you a copy of the title. But if it's older than 10 years, I think you have to, again, go hard copy.
So.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at.
Any questions? And the license plate's not registered anywhere either.
Cause,
But the police promised they would pull them over.
so, cause like when they took it off of, you think what happened was they took it off of the old 17 and put it on the new 17. But with not getting a new title and adhering that license plate to that title, it's not in the system anymore, so I'll get that fixed too. And then there's an SOP, I emailed it to everybody today, so they could read it ahead of time, but I don't know if everybody got it in time. Then I put it out for everybody to read. So it's a training SOP, it's just we kind of already do this. There's a couple things we've changed, from what we were doing. But, one is adding, Saturday makeup practices every quarter. And then the other thing was that they can only miss one training per quarter, cause that's what they're making up in that quarter. So, but it just kinda gives us a little,
Well, and for public safety, training is so important that we've been really derelict in not having a board-approved SOP for this. Because sometimes you get people who just wanna blow off training.
when you lose your firefighters for the summer, for the winter, whatever, it's for like the wildfires,
They didn't go this year.
how long did they go for?
They usually go, well, when she went, she left beginning of May and she came back the beginning of October, so she just missed the 6 month. She's had gone for a true 5 month period. Yeah, like I said, she didn't go this year. Well, she did Wisconsin DNR instead, so she was here on some night, most of the nights. And then the other one didn't. Schmidt got the full-time job, so he didn't do any.
Yeah. Whenever you all are ready, let's get a motion on the floor. Is there a motion to approve the SOP?
I'll make a motion to approve the SOP.
Thank you, Mark. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Tom. Is there any discussion now that you guys have read it?
Sounds like we're kind of already using this as our policy, but we just don't have it as a written policy.
Well, there's also the fact that once you approve these policies, then it goes out to each and every firefighter to sign off on, because then they've got it, they've seen it. In the past, they haven't seen
Okay.
guidelines or policies.
It's getting it written down and in black and white and saying, here's what we're gonna do and how we're gonna do it.
So now, like down here you have, so do you want that changed?
I would prefer it's a policy because guidelines is a suggestion. Does anyone have an objection to that?
Do you think it'll hurt recruitment at all?
I really don't think so, like the two newer guys that we put on, they look forward to coming to trainings, and one of them, if he can, he comes in on Fridays and does training with the day crew so that he can get better prepared for class, because they'll be starting class the end of this month, so I think they like coming down and hanging out with the rest of the people here.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Okay, we're gonna move on to old business. Disposal of equipment. There are no additional recommendations from the chiefs for,
At this time, no.
do we have another Pierce Manufacturing update?
I've been told that the committee is going, to Pierce on August 14th to do the engineering thing, which could take anywhere from 2 to 6 hours, and go through everything and make sure everything is right, so we're headed into the right direction with that.
Anybody else have a question about Pierce? Update on the FEMA grant. I called the grant writers, and the good news is that none of the FEMA grants have been canceled. The feds haven't canceled that money. And they said typically those grants are announced on Fridays, so they're watching for them. They're thinking this fall they should be announced, so keep your fingers crossed.
Okay.
And then you all talked about an MOU. I'm gonna let Jonathan talk about
I looked at
this.
the MOU, someone brought up, first right of refusal, something, maybe the city didn't sell it. Yeah, on the vehicle, and so I wrote to Adam gave me 2 options, one was, sure, we could do the first right of refusal for the district, but it would probably just make more sense to redo the MOU that you put on like the backside of the disposal, or just said, both parties have agreed to disposal. So, the city can't sell it without the fire district agreeing that we don't want it anymore, so. That was the only change, otherwise it was all the same.
Does that make sense to whoever asked the question?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Okay,
I don't remember who
all
it was a month ago.
right.
Makes sense to me.
So is there a motion to approve the MOU with the city?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a
I'll
second?
second it.
Okay, Doug. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. New business. Chief Clone put together our capital improvement plan, and this is a precursor to the budget. You'll have a draft of the budget next in September, in which we can work on that, but, we found a box of Miniature fives that had not been used.
Right, those will be coming to you guys so you can put them up for sale.
Okay, so they need Miniature six, which is the new one.
We don't need them right now, we have them already.
Oh, you do, okay.
Yeah, it's just like if we need new ones for more
So
people
it's a
coming on.
possible,
But it's,
okay,
like, for 26, we got 0.
okay. And then for the radios, I would recommend we just wait until we hear what's going on with that grant request. Turn up here, I have to finish writing a grant for that. Major equipment, $6,000? Do you know what?
He's just got like, if we need to change major equipment, it's just like
Oh,
gas meters, hazmat meters, monitors,
Okay.
iPads and CO, he's just kinda in case.
fire hose replacement, 10,000. So, does anybody have any questions about the 2026 recommendations? We'll probably bring that budget to you without, well, we might know more about the radios by the time, at the end of the month. But they are gonna need new radios if we don't get the grant.
I think if we don't hear anything for radios by the end of the month, then we probably have to leave that in there, right? Yeah, okay. I didn't know if we wanted to adjust it at all, but I think we need to leave the whole amount in there,
Yeah,
otherwise it's
and
gonna.
we need to start buying them if we don't, I mean, and we can still try to keep writing grants, but
Right.
it's really difficult at the federal level because you never know all of a sudden when money's gonna stop.
Today it's here, tomorrow it's not.
Yeah, cause on my way here, I read that, Health and Human Services just cut 500 million out of a vaccine development. So you don't know where the cuts are gonna come from.
Gets cut, yeah.
Well, even if you get the grant, you would leave it in, right? Regardless of where the funding comes from, this is still a capital improvement anyway.
Yep.
So,
Good.
Okay. And then Heather came across the health insurance benefit for full-time employees and wanted to chat with us about whether we wanna offer that. What would the cost be?
I think when Kevin figured it out, it's like $2 a month, $2 or $3 a month.
And that would be for Schmitty, but are you eligible?
I'd have to go back and ask them because Barb didn't give me that information. So I can plead to them by case and see if they would do that. So I mean, it would be like I would say $6 to $8 a
Yes,
month.
sir?
Could, before we say yes to this, can we wait and find out about Heather?
Is there a time, there's a
Yeah,
time
he
frame,
has to register
gotta
for
be
30
within a
minutes, 30
certain-
days.
Oh, well
window.
then let's go forward with what we got.
Are you making a motion?
I'll make a
to-
motion to approve the full-time, life insurance for full-time employee, that would be, fire inspector, right?
Mhm.
Yes,
Okay.
and then if you're eligible, bring it back.
I'll
Is
second
there,
that motion.
okay, thank you, Mark. Is there any discussion?
$2 a month, is that?
2 to 3 is what Kevin figured it out as.
How much life insurance is it?
Don't know. I wanna say 25 or 50,000 he gets.
Yeah, I see 50,000 as a very common number
Yeah.
for just a standard employee policy.
I think,
So-
because it's like a state policy, so. But yeah, if I, off the top of my head, I'm thinking 50,000 is what I read.
Any other questions? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. And did you want to apply for a grant?
Yeah, it's called the Emergency Response Equipment Grant. You can get up to 4,000 of funding, per department. If you have to wait 2 years, we've never applied for it before, from what the people can tell me. We haven't applied for it in the last 3 years. They haven't gone beyond that. But it'd be $4,000 and it can be used for, gear,
Turnout gear?
turnout gear.
So we can get a turnout.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a motion to,
I'll make a motion that we pursue applying for this grant.
is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Tom. Any further discussion? Hearing none.
Just, who's the grant from? Who's the originator? Is it like a state or
Compier Financial.
like an insurance company maybe?
Farm mortgage lending
Oh.
insurance company. They used to be,
Equal housing
farm
lender.
credit, and they do.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Now, our last item, you have a Keller Design Services packet. And Keller did a walkthrough with Heather and Adam. And there is $1 million of deferred maintenance on this building.
What's that?
$1 million of deferred maintenance on the building.
Explain what that means exactly.
I wasn't on the walkthrough.
Just by walking through, he's saying just to bring the building up to, I don't wanna say usable because we're using it, but up to the standard it should be at. He's saying that there's probably about $1,000 worth of stuff that needs to be done.
$1,000 or,
A million, sorry.
and that doesn't include that doesn't include doing like different rooms or?
No,
Does that include the HVAC for upstairs?
I don't believe so. When he walked through, he said that like the front apron is like all starting to cave in. You'll see that like the storm drain out front is like, so all the parking lot is kind of caving into. Just like the door back there needs to be fixed, it leaks. He, just by walking around, he's like, just to get this up to what it was, like what it was or what it should be. He said you're looking at probably about $1 million, or $1 million.
We're not asking you to do anything
No.
about this.
We're just letting you know that that's what he said.
Shot the guy when he walked out the door.
But, and everything's going up, you know what I mean? It's,
Barry wanted to say
oh,
something.
I'm sorry, Barry.
So who asked for this report?
The city
Adam,
did.
the
Adam.
city did.
Okay, why did that come through this board?
I don't know.
Why would it need to? They need
Because
to-
this board controls the fire district, not the city,
But there-
not Adam Sante.
But there are 4 of us on this board that are city.
That's fine, but it still has to come through this board.
We're not asking you to spend any money.
I didn't say you did.
Oh. No, I think that's maybe a valid point because does the city own the building outright?
No,
No.
the district
The
does.
district owns the
I
building,
think the
right?
city, because the city pays 77-78% of the district, that may be
Yeah,
considered as having an
controlling
interest.
yes, but
It still should have come through this board.
And there's another thing, the city maybe does for you. Alan Sorensen doesn't pay any more than I do for our fire protection.
Well, I think you paid more because you have more property than I do.
No, some of that property isn't counted.
Oh, okay.
It's equalized value.
Mhm.
So everybody supposedly, if your assessor is up to date,
Mhm.
which they aren't for more than 2 months because the way things change, everybody pays the same, and it kind of bothers me sometimes. You know, the city should have more say because they pay more. It ain't the city that's paying, it's you and you and you, and you're paying the same as I am.
Mhm.
And that's what got Green Lake out of here partially, because they are on the south side of Green Lake. And those values were so high, so they thought that was more than what they should be paying. And you know, those guys had a reason for that, but, you know, they got 2 guys on the board that said, we just can't pay this much. But I think people have to remember, we get so busted up that it's the city and the town, or the towns, and it's the people. And the people are all being treated fairly. But somebody gets a big hair out there because we're paying this, and we should be able to control it. Granted,
Well, I don't think he's controlling this.
Wow.
I think this is just, if the city is going to look to
No.
have its own fire district, or merge, or whatever it's called, I think they wanted to look at the building to see if it was viable.
but they could have just come down here and said, hey, we'd like to take a look at the building. Then we think it's fine.
I don't know.
I get why they did it, and it's them and all that, but I can see what Barry's saying. You know, it should have, you know, I don't, anyway.
Well, you're entitled to your concerns, absolutely, what that,
I just have these few pages here. Could we have a list of stuff that they were looking at?
I have no idea what they,
this is all I
This is
think
all-
this is all we got.
yeah, I didn't,
Can we get like a list of stuff that we need to talk to Adam?
Yes.
Can you do that? I'd like to have a list of stuff. This is just a proposal to do work, but I like to know what they're talking about besides concrete and, I mean, I know personally there's a lot of deferred maintenance on the building, but I don't know how much. I like to see what they're talking about. Does the roof need to be redone? I mean, it's been, what, 20 years?
Probably.
Yeah, and how much have we actually spent on the building in 20 years besides a door here or there? We haven't really had a plan as far as I know.
No, and we've done some, heating.
Right, and I know back in what, 17, we did the boilers, but that's now 10 years ago. But I'm not talking, I'm looking at more bigger things with the building, you know?
Structural.
Structural things, just checking it out.
Yeah, and is there anything structural? I mean,
We know about upstairs, about the flooring upstairs not being done right,
and you know, and it just, sometimes, you know, if you had a sidewalk going from your sidewalk to the city's sidewalk and it wasn't bothering you, wouldn't fix it. If it's not underwater and
Right.
it's dripping. You know, to me, you come in and say, what the heck, this building only cost us about $1 million, didn't it?
wasn't around then when they built
I
it.
was around, but I can't remember what it was.
Alan, I think that the town of Ripon has a valid point that, I mean, this guy should, you know, be informed that, you know, even though you guys have a majority stake percentage-wise, he should keep us in the loop.
Well, he did let Heather and I know, and maybe it's my fault for not letting you know, because I think it was right before I had my surgery. And I need to have surgery, so you can blame part of it on me for not telling you ahead of time.
I think let's just raise a point of concern and say, hey, you know, just to bring it up and say, we'd like to do a walkthrough, you know, on this date with this company, we're gonna be looking at X, Y, and Z, just to see what it's like, and then the board, you know, the fire district will receive the information that they see, you know, I feel like that's a fair outcome.
And it's like Doug said, really, this doesn't tell us anything.
I want to see like a list, what they're talking about proposing, just what's that $1 million do for us? Let's say.
I think there is something here. I think that I didn't print everything. I think there's another document.
Can we put that as an action item for next meeting and just review?
Well, I don't
If there's
think,
more
we- I
information or
don't
no?
think we need it as an action item, but, yeah, we could,
Can I forward this to you? You think you have it?
Yeah, I think you did
Oh,
today.
oh,
I just gotta find it.
I'm
Cause
sorry.
I got it while I was on vacation.
Yeah, because I think there is another document. No, it's right here. It's on tier 2 and tier 3. The fees are up here.
right, but it doesn't give us any details about. Oh,
Oh, this is what I have.
right, so it says tier 2 preliminary design development, translate each into tangible design concepts.
Oh,
I-
I think if I'm remembering back from when he was here, is somebody has to decide which city who talk to them. They're not gonna get what needs to be fixed until they decide what tier they wanna pay for.
Well, can we get a list of what needs to be done so we can have an idea ourselves? I mean, I think,
I'll email Adam tomorrow.
I think we all wanna know, I understand, we've talked about the concrete aprons before and some of the other stuff.
Yeah, we have.
So, that's not maybe a real surprise, and if the door is leaking, I think we've talked about that before too, I believe.
Yeah, the door in the back corner.
Oh, no,
No
one right
bait,
here.
This one.
that one?
It leaked before and then it's like the paint is coming off and everything. And then they fixed the leak, but now it's, depending on the rainstorm, it does leak again,
Right, I think that's the door I remember
so.
talking about that door before, and, there are, I just wanna
And
know.
I don't have a problem fixing stuff like that.
Right, well, that door isn't that big a deal, for cost, but I wanna see, is the $1 million for redesigning
No,
or just basic, we need to fix this?
that's what I was told, that's the stuff that needs to be fixed. The project, if whatever happens in the future and people have to sleep here, that is
That's separate,
more money.
right? Which doesn't make sense to do one without probably doing the other, if that's the direction we're going. Because we're maybe duplicating things and making it more expensive, I don't know. But I'm very wanna know, is it a roof, is it this, is it that, what comes up to like $1 million or so.
Okay,
It,
I'll ask.
I'm sure labor is half of it, whatever it is, right? Yeah, I just wanna know. Okay.
I will ask and we'll have it for you at the next meeting.
I guess me reading this, I feel like we're gonna be seeing this at city council.
Probably.
Because it's $5,000 for tier 1, and then if you want to, you move to tier 2, you pay for that, and then if you want to, you move to tier 3. But everything kicks off at 5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see this,
So I would
deliverable
say
7 as a summary report, which I imagine they're gonna want their fee just to make the report, but that would be good to know in any case for, again, going back to just, where did this come from, how did it come about?
Well, in fairness to Adam, I did request money. If the city has its own fire district, there are questions. I wanna see the operational costs and I wanna see capital costs for housing things. So I asked them to come back with numbers because I'm not going to agree with something. Because then I wanna look at where is the money coming from? Do you go to referendum? Do you bond? What do you do? What's their plan?
Right.
And we've not seen that.
Right.
So this may be part of the request to look at financials as, continuing to look at, having Ripon Fire Department.
And
Ellen.
sort of redistrict.
One of the questions that I face, every month at our meetings is what's the status of that consideration with the new
I would-
manager?
We're gonna budget like we're gonna be here next year, we'll probably be here in 27. They can't pull the trigger on that quickly.
No.
The board's not seeing the financial ramifications of it. We don't even know if we're agreeing with what they proposed as a structure.
Yeah, I don't know what they're planning on.
I would say it's still in the ideas phase, as in there's a concept that's been looked at and maybe worked at other places that might be beneficial for multiple parties or maybe one party, but as far as I'm going, the fire district is gonna be the fire district until something comes to this
I
body.
think for a few more years, yeah, for sure.
We see as a fire
The city
district,
does have a problem though with Oshkosh not providing services for EMS
Right.
to other municipalities. So I'm not sure what that's gonna mean for Ripon,
for the city, yeah.
for the city and
Yep.
their program. I'm sure we'll find out at a
Yep.
council meeting at some point, but there's a lot of pieces moving around.
The EMS cost is gonna be a huge
Yep.
reckoning for every community and but yeah, cause I've asked that same thing to the city administrator a couple months ago too, and it was just gonna continue, Ripon Area Fire District is gonna continue existing until everyone here, every representative, makes their vote one way or the other, and then there's some outcome at that point, but we're not even, that's minimum of 2 years down the line, even if everything falls in row to get some plan, cause it can't just be, fire district is gone, like, you can't, cause that would violate all the what do you call it, statute, what we need to cover, right, so,
Okay, thanks for answering that.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm fully invested in developing a budget for 2026 and 2027. We're just gonna keep going.
Give it a go.
Right, because we have to.
Yeah.
We have no,
There's not even a plan,
we don't have a plan
there's
yet.
not even any options to pick from,
Well,
let
but-
alone.
They presented this, but it's a theory. And I'm not comfortable as being a steward of taxpayer money without seeing hard numbers. And that includes wherever things are gonna be housed, what the capital costs are, what the ongoing operational costs are for staff. And I can't make a decision till I see that and I know how they think or what they're proposing for funding, because I tend, believe it or not, to be fiscally conservative. If you don't have the money, and we can only increase our levy by new growth,
Yeah,
which
but
has been like 1%.
I think it was the last numbers for us, the preliminary was like 1.7%.
And that's actually on a good year.
That's a good year for us.
And that doesn't cover inflation.
No, it's not even close.
Doesn't cover
Nope.
the
Not even
cost
close.
of giving people increases in salary, doesn't cover
No.
it doesn't really cover health insurance.
No,
It doesn't even cover the life insurance we just approved it.
Yeah, right.
no,
To cover life insurance for employees.
So, I didn't mean to get everybody excited, sorry.
No, I think it's
Don't
good.
get me excited, 'cause sometimes I don't stop.
I think it's good discussion to have, because, we're here as fire district, right? And
Yeah.
we're all
What's the
here
point of
to,
us being here if somebody else is
if
just.
someone else is going and.
If somebody else wants to pay for it, I don't have a problem with
Right. But,
Yes, Doug.
I think it's just important that anybody watching this video should know that there is some issues with the building. We're getting that information to find out what it is so that we can try planning that out.
into capital.
Yeah, cause I don't think we really have planned, we don't really have a budget line more than what, $2,000?
No.
So maybe,
And to be honest, I mean, we have done things through the years, like, the boiler system, that was like 15 grand, but that was like almost 8-9 years ago now, something like that. And we deal with things when we have to. We don't have a proactive, we don't have a plan. It's like, we're looking at this roof this year, this section over here, does it need to be done? Or we're not systematically checking, and it feels much like how the library did theirs, is doing it. You know, while we're spending a bunch of money to do a lot of renovation, a lot of mechanical stuff in the building that have been
and
deferred.
windows.
And windows, and some of them were not commercial glass, I believe. And there are things like that we need to make sure when we go through like this building that we know, oh yeah, that's not up to snuff, that's not up to snuff, this needs to be done, because we need to budget for it somehow.
Yeah,
Or we need to figure out where the money's coming from.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing that I'm looking at here. So.
so, future agenda items, Jim Macy has been hired by the Department of Labor, by the Secretary of the Department of Labor. He's moving to DC, and he will be working within that Secretary's office to advocate and work for municipal governments. So he recommended a young man, his name is Patrick Legal, and he is, I'm working with him on
His last name is-
personnel issue, it's legal. It's not
Legal?
spelled legal, but it's Leigl, which is legal. And he lives in Fond du Lac, which is nice and close. And more importantly, he worked for the village of Ashwaubenon. And when I was the director of administration in Brown County, the village of Ashwaubenon was very, very well run. And and what's interesting about Ashwaubenon is their public safety is a combined public safety. It's EMS, it's PD and fire. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it, but, so he has insights to boards like this and, cause he's worked with multiple, departments and jurisdictions, and it's not easy being in a village in Brown County attached to Green Bay. Yes, sir.
Is he-
The same, oh, you can go.
Is he his own firm, or is he with somebody?
Von Briesen.
Oh, okay,
He used to be the village attorney for Ashwaubenon,
right.
but
Okay,
he's with Von Briesen.
okay, I didn't know if he was with the firm that Macy was with.
Yep, Von Briesen.
Okay,
What did you?
That's my question.
Oh, yeah, he's with Von Briesen. So maybe we'll invite him to our next meeting if you all wanna meet him, or if we don't have to, cause that would be billable hours.
yeah, let's not do that,
Okay,
that's funny.
we don't have to do that.
Only if he wants to come without being paid.
Yeah. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I have one thing to
Oh,
add.
yes, sir.
From my day job, I know that major Windows version, Windows 10, is becoming end of life in October.
Yeah,
Can we ask our IT service provider just what their plan, just a real high level, what their plan is, or if there's anything that we need to maybe think about or do? I know
I just got
running
that
out.
notice on my computer, which doesn't always work that well, it's 11 years old, so.
I am expecting them to come back with some number that we would need to
Probably a
have
big number.
to generate.
1, 2, 3, 4,
that-
$5,000.
That wouldn't
6.
absolve them of having some sort of response to that. That's all. And then I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed, same sign. Thank you all. It's before 8.
7:58.
And I made it.